evening, everybody. What's going on? What's up, Two Hit? What's up, Satellite? Arcane, thank you for the 240 stream streak. Good evening, Fury Fighter. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. I do hope you're doing well, of course. Why wouldn't I? I wish only the best for you and yours. I'm doing good. I had a perfectly fine day today. Kept myself busy with chores and job hunting and the like. Actually did some neat game stuff today that we're gonna talk about shortly, perhaps even at this very moment, in fact. No idea what a frippo is. By the end of this stream, you will. Oh, will you? Good evening, F-Zero Racer. Indeed, a perfectly cromulent day. Cromulent is such an interesting word. It feels like it should have a more prominent place in our vocabulary, but it just kind of exists as a curiosity. Wish I could just shrug off people stressing me out. Dude, me too. Me too. I have terrible anxiety. I have terrible social anxiety. Having any kind of conflict with anybody gets me all sweaty, and not in the good way. So I know where you're coming from. It is awkward and unpleasant. But life does go on. What's up, Tradon? Good to see you. It is Secret of Evermore, the first inklings thereof. Cromulent sounds like a friendly alien race, like the Cromulents coming down to visit Earth. Like what we'd call the Vulcans in the real world, if that happened. Cromulent seems like it'd be a pretty good name for them, actually. Upside down, I don't even play the game. I'm going to play something. Aww. To be perfectly honest, I was able to get into Evermore far easier than I was able to get into Mana. That is interesting. That is certainly not the common experience. Secret Evermore is a much stranger game than Mana is. It's a very neat one. I really like it. I like it a lot, but it is odd. It has a very unique feel to it, despite being sculpted from the bones of Secret of Mana. What's up, PM Collector Boy? Good to see you. Actually, just saw an old commercial for Evermore on Facebook. Looks like the animation or 90% of the effort went into. Yeah, Secret of Evermore. I mean, we're obviously not going to get this from a Nintendo Power Puff piece, but Secret of Evermore had a famously troubled development cycle. Yes, Evermore had a uniquely oppressive atmosphere for that SNES game. Sound design of the game is kind of insane. How much it makes it feel like everything is wrong. It does. It gives it a very unique feel, a very interesting one, but at the same time, one that I can understand why people, like a lot of people would be resistant to or not appreciative of, because Secret of Mana is like the polar opposite. It is such a warm and friendly and inviting game. So yeah, this kind of turns everything about Mana on its head, aside from the gameplay itself. So yeah, I don't think it was what anybody was expecting. It was not what I was expecting when I got it. And I learned to enjoy it. I still enjoyed it, but yeah, it's a wonky game. Very much so. I think I was disappointed with Evermore as the final boss wasn't as threatening. It felt like it was built up. The end of Evermore is really awkward. We talked about it when I streamed it. The ending kind of narratively, it shouldn't even feel like it comes out of nowhere. It's a very classic trope, but at the same time, the end feels like it comes out of nowhere. It's built up in a very strange way, and that final boss is super obnoxious too. Deja Vu again, stream is repeating on you again. Deja Vu again, stream is repeating on you again. Deja Vu again, stream is repeating on you again. Sorry, you gave me an opening there and I couldn't resist. What's up, Chaos? Good to see you. Yeah, if it was like a real boss, that would have been better. I think I kind of feel like Secret of Evermore is one of those games where you can really see where the money ran out. Or perhaps in this case, where the time ran out. Barely remember anything about Evermore. I wasn't super into it, so it slid off my smooth, wrinkleless brain. Honestly, like, I love Secret of Evermore. I have the cart. I played it as a kid. I played it as an adult. I actually have a lot of trouble remembering parts of it. It has a very odd flow to it. It's not a terribly complicated game, but the story kind of goes all over the place without really having, like really pressing stakes most of the time. But yeah. Barely seen any of this game, actually. Has anyone requested yet? You could be the first. You may indeed be the first. I think others may not have requested it because I did do a full playthrough of it years ago at this point. So the folks that were around for that. How long ago was that, actually? 3 years ago. I still live in my old house when we did Secret Evermore. Might have actually been one of the last games I did before moving. Like, looking at the screenshots, or looking at the thumbnails on YouTube, like, there's one scene I genuinely don't remember at all. Like, I played through it like 2 or 3 times, and I don't remember it. Question: how long do you stay stuck in the repeating maze? The repeating maze. The repeating maze. I don't even remember the repeating maze. The moment when Ash loads up his old file. Gog tells you a discount code for Soul Reaver Remastered. Seriously tempted. I don't think the story is coherently written, despite me speaking the same language as the game. It's not really. Yeah, it's the core storyline is very simple. It is extremely simple. But to make an actual game out of it, they made it very meandery and in a lot of cases feeling like it was padded out. I know it sounds like I'm really down on this game. I honestly love it. But I'm never one to shy away from the faults of a game. And Secret of Evermore has many. It has many. A lot of them I'm willing to totally overlook or forgive, but I won't ignore them. And I won't try to hide them from anyone. What's up, Justin Brett? Got a haircut? Nice. I'm sure it is lovely. To be honest, all the attempts at generic pop culture references actually felt like they didn't fit with everything else happening in the game. Yeah, I think my impression of Secret Evermore and what I know about its troubled development is that was originally going to be a bigger part of the game. Like, I think like the whole like campy B-movie pop culture thing was actually supposed to be more integrated into it. But when Square came down on the development team and started steering things, I think they got pulled back into more conventional, like, fantasy and also sci-fi element. So they lost a bit of that. Or a lot of that, really. It got cut down to just some references made by the main character. But yeah, it's a neat game. It's a neat game. Also, we can't seem to stop talking about it, so, I did want to mention a couple things before we got going. I did have time to game today. I've been playing more of Indivisible. That game is really good. I'm enjoying that a lot. I've got some additional party members, and they're all great. The whole Metroidvania with real-time JRPG combat really works, especially with the cool-ass aesthetic they went for. So yeah, I'm 2 or 3 hours into it at this point, and the story is starting to take off, and it's really quite good. I also I noticed that there's a Satisfactory like on, I guess I should be calling them Factorio likes, but Satisfactory is my game, so I'm gonna call them Satisfactory likes. There's one on Steam called Foundry that's having a free weekend, so I figured why the hell not. So I downloaded that and put maybe an hour into it, and it is very Satisfactory like. smoother and more straightforward in some ways, a little more obtuse in others. Just a different sort of balance, so yeah. And then I did something really odd, chat. Whenever I'm doing stuff on my phone or like job hunting or anything like that, I'll put on YouTube videos in the background, and I randomly put one on about lemmings, like the history of the rise and fall of lemmings. And it got me interested, it got me engaged, and long story short, I'm starting to experiment with Amiga emulation. I can't do much with it now because my results are very spotty. Like, I can play Lemmings, but I can't do, like, I tried to load up some other games and they were just not cooperating. But I do have a giant archive of Amiga games and other programs and stuff. Long story short, start a Lemming cult. But I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna see if I can get this Amiga stuff working more reliably, and if I can, that will be an option for Fridays or other stuff. I know it comes up pretty often, especially when we're doing like Master System or even Power Hours stuff, because a number of these games started on Amiga and then moved over to console. Like Lemmings in particular. Lemmings originated on the Amiga and then got ported over to Super Nintendo, which is how I know it and how I mainly experienced it. But I think it would behoove me, someone who is so mired in nostalgia and retro gaming, to familiarize myself much further with the Amiga. Before anybody asks, we will not be launching an Amiga Odyssey, because there's literally thousands of games for it. That would not be feasible, nor would it be pleasant. Because once again, for every like stone cold classic like Lemmings, there's going to be like 50 pieces of shovelware. We know that. We've seen it happen with our very eyeballs, Chad. So, but yeah, it's been an eventful day for me, in a good way, in a fun way. So, but since we already got to talk about Secret of Evermore, we should get into the magazine. Last thing I'll do is give you the schedule reminder. Tonight, of course, is the Power Hours. This will be continuing into Saturday. There's no chance of us finishing the magazine tonight, obviously. Tomorrow night is going to be some variety thing. I'm not even sure what. I will decide on the way to stream tomorrow night. No stream on Sunday. I don't stream on Sunday. And then Monday, we are starting a new game, because Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order ended last night. We're going to be starting this very interesting looking game called 1000X Resist. It was originally requested for Spooktober. I don't know if it's a full-on horror game. It describes itself as more suspenseful, like a suspenseful adventure. Looks pretty sci-fi, looks pretty anime, looks pretty cool. And I've heard a lot, and I mean a lot of good things about its story, so I'm pretty excited about that. Cobbling, gangbang, like. I think it'll take. I think it's supposed to take around like 4 nights to do, so we'll see how that shakes out. I don't think we'll finish it next week. I think it'll roll into the next week, but only by a little bit. For the next 4 weeks, I am going to be doing shorter games. We're not going to be launching any huge RPGs or anything, because my trip to Japan is coming up. And also, I have another vacation next week. Next Friday and Saturday, I'm not going to be streaming, because I'm going to Yellowstone. But yeah, for the next 4 weeks, we're going to be doing smaller, shorter games. And I've also encouraged people, a few folks in the audience are sitting on Democratic playthrough requests and or Doom Peaks that old chestnut. And I've encouraged folks to use them if they have any shorter games that like to request. One person has taken me up on that offer already. So there's been a request made for our next game after 1000 X Resist. We'll talk more about that after our 1000 X Resist. Game.com Odyssey. I ain't putting that in my search bar. What's game.com? Explain it to me. We did. We finished. Yeah, we finished Jedi Fallen Order last night. We did it. We solved Star Wars, chat. Peace will reign in the galaxy forever and ever unto eternity. The Star Wars is over. It is now Star Peace. So we got to move on and do something else, and that's 1000 X Resist next week. It's the Tiger Electronic Game Boy. Only like one person ever owned one. It had Resident Evil 2 on it. Oh boy. Hang on, I'm gonna take... Now that I have a better idea... Game.com. A 5th generation handheld game console from 1997. Aim to combine game with early digital functions such as touchscreen input and limited internet connectivity. Hey, you know what, chat? Here, hey, take a look at this. This is interesting. There we go. The original model features a monochrome touchscreen. A monochrome touchscreen? That's so weird. Dual cartridge slots can be connected to a 14.4 K-bit modem. Wow. It was the first game console to include a touchscreen and the first handheld to offer internet connectivity. Despite its innovations, the system struggled commercially due to a small game library and technical limitations, prompting a redesign. The Game.com Pocket Pro, smaller version with no internet, was released in mid-1999. Line was discontinued in 2000, having sold less than 300,000 units. Like, how much less than... Because 300,000 isn't, like... I feel like that's not a terrible number. Like, I can't imagine, like, the Playdate sold 300,000 or anything. But, like, yeah, it did sell, like, 5. How could this be any worse than the Taco phone? There is always a way, my friend. What's up, Dave? Never heard of it? Yeah, me neither. This is my first time ever hearing about this. Tiger Electronics had previously introduced its R-Zone game console. Oh my god. Tiger Electronics had previously introduced its R-Zone game console in 1995 as a competitor to the Virtual Boy. Oh my god. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, it's a headband with a, oh my god. Oh, that's so nasty. Yeah, when you're considered a failure against the Virtual Boy, holy shit. Oh my god. Original R-Zone unit consists of a headset and a separate controller containing batteries. Each game cartridge had... Wait a minute. Each game cartridge had its own transparent LCD display screen, which is projected onto a mirrored surface held in front of the player's eye. That is like the worst fucking idea. It is thought that this original design, including the red color scheme, is designed to capitalize on popular buzz for the Nintendo Virtual Boy. Tiger would never admit to that. It doesn't matter how true it is. No one would admit to that. Oh my god, they don't even post sales figures up here. Arzone games mostly vary only in title and subject. Gameplay within the Arzone's gaming library is almost identical from title to title. As with Tiger's other gaming units, the software lineup is dominated by licensed titles. Batman Forever, Virtua Fighter, Mortal Kombat 3, VR Troop. Wow, there's a Star Wars game. There's a lot. Oh my god, there's a lot of Star Wars games. There are 4 Star Wars games for this thing. It sold -2. That's insane. Wait, how many games is this? Okay, I'm not gonna count the canceled stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. It had more games than the Virtual Boy. It did beat out the Virtual Boy on library size. We'll get back to the game.com in a minute here. Yeah, apparently there's a Panzer Dragoon on this thing. Not saying much because look at some of these games are. I mean, they said it right here that the gameplay was basically identical in all of them, which is almost as insane to me as the concept for this thing. So this is their Extreme Pocket version. Oh, I think I get how this one works. You plug the cartridge into here, and then you watch the game on this mirror. I'm sure. Oh, okay. It's hard to tell from. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. I guess you slot the cartridge in up here, and then it reflects off of here. That is just bonkers. I can't believe it. Like, Virtual Boy was bad enough. I can't believe anybody thought this was a good idea. And then they made a bunch of variations on it. They started with the headgear, then they did the super screen, which used lighted rear projection. The data zone. It's another handheld version, but includes a data organizer. Console is panned by critics upon release. David Jones of the Chicago Tribune called the R-Zone a waste of time and money and wrote, this screen is hard to see and the controls are very awkward. That's not all. If you keep the headband on for, say, 5 minutes, you'll have 2 deep lines on your forehead and a headache. The R-Zone should be dumped into the trash can where it belongs. Can we see R-Zone gameplay? No. Of course, AVGN did an episode on it. 2008, Mike Ripperaz of Games Radar Plus included the R-Zone on a list of the 10 worst game consoles released up to that time. I'm very sad that there's no sales figures with this. Of course, they'd probably just say like less than 300,000 units like the last one. Topper's Ghost Actions, same principle they use to make Ghost in the Haunted Mansion. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Okay, go back to the game.com. The other handheld I never knew existed. Apparently retail for $69.95. Huh. As 1998 opened, the Game.com was considered the only remaining viable competitor for the Game Boy. Tiger planned to emphasize the Game.com's internet capabilities and marketing as well as release new games based on major films and gigapets. That's its modem, chat. What's up, Lojo High? We're taking a little detour. I'm being educated on the history of Tiger handhelds. Games. Several games were available at the time of its launch, in comparison to hundreds for the Game Boy. Tiger planned to have a dozen games available by the end of 1997. Hope to have as many as 50 available in 1998. Oh, interesting. Some third parties expressed interest in developing for the system, but Tiger decided against signing any of them initially. They licensed Duke Nukem, Resident Evil, and Mortal Kombat. 20 games. They eventually got 20 games. And about that many canceled. Solitaire, Batman, Robin, Centipede, Duke Nukem 3D. Fighters Megamix? Huh. Frogger, Henry, Indy 500, Jeopardy, Lights Out, Jurassic Park, Monopoly, Mortal Kombat, Quiz Whiz, Resident Evil 2, Scrabble, Sonic Jam, Tiger Casino, Wheel of Fortune 2, and Williams Arcade Classics. This never actually happened. I don't remember. It didn't take place. Getting rejected by Tiger Electronics, a blessing in disguise. Where is this song from? I don't know. Some game from Pandora Box and Gynax in 1993. Should be able to read that. Hang on. Let me go back for a sec and here. Here you go. I time-stamped it. So you can see if you get anything out of that. What's up, Shadows? Good to see you. I'm just here to ask why Sonic Jam Gamecom came up. Because I didn't know about the Gamecom. I did not know that the Gamecom was a thing. And I've been educated tonight. Not just the Gamecom, too. The R-Zone. Fucking fascinating stuff. So yeah, anyway, chat. That was a lovely diversion. But we have actual games to play tonight. We have actual good games. You know, the Gamecom almost had a Castlevania Symphony of the Night port. Ah, that's amazing. Shockingly playable. But I mean, 2 out of 10 on anything else. Secret of Evermore, the answer to what the fuck is going on with that guy's head. I don't think we'll ever know. Because if I remember correctly, that enemy didn't make it into the game. It was just some really evocative concept art that never quite made it. Alright. Anyway, chat, welcome back to the Power Hours. Welcome back to Nintendo Power. Welcome back to April of 1995. A far, far simpler time in all of our lives, probably. We're on the cusp of some amazing releases from Square and other RPG makers of the era. But Nintendo Power deemed it necessary to give us a behind-the-scenes look at the development of Secret of Evermore because it is a very unique title in Square's lineup. But also, and Evil Lord, Jesus Christ! What's the difference between a piano, a fish, and a tube of glue? You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Wait, but what about? Oh, fuck you, Andy. God damn it! Oh my god. Got him. All right. Anyway. See if I can recover enough to get through the rest of the night. All right. So as part of the Epic Center coverage, they've decided to do some behind-the-scenes stuff and call it the Epic Workshop. And this month, Workshop turns its focus to the development of Secret of Evermore, an adventure by Squaresoft. We visited the Square Crucible of Creation at the end of February when the game development was still in full swing. Oh, link to Shadows posted real quick. Oh my god. Good lord. That's pretty remarkable. But yeah, it absolutely looks like some kind of like ROM hack demake. RE2 game is very ambitious. It's like looking into an alternate universe of what could have been, and thankfully didn't actually. You play all the way up to the start of the inverted castle. That's something. That is quite remarkable. So okay, this is a lot of words. There's a whole lot of words. I don't think I need to read everything, so I'll probably do some paraphrasing here, especially since we're gonna play a bit of this. All right, first graph here is them just summarizing the concept. Evermore is supposed to be a virtual world. World of Evermore began in the minds of Doug Smith, producer Alan Weiss, and the Evermore team. Work on this vision began over a year ago, so back in early '94 then. Newly gathered team members camped out in a conference room at Square's Redmond, Washington offices. The game first took shape as a series of rough sketches on drawing board. Alan Weiss would scribble his ideas, launch brainstorming sessions. They decided to make it a one-player game, unlike Mana, because originally the game was to be only 12 megabits, and they wanted to preserve memory space for creating a richer world. Later became a 24 megabit game. Squaresoft has never before developed a game outside of Japan. Why should it? The success of the Final Fantasy series and Secret of Mana has been extraordinary. On the other hand, why not? The American market is huge, and the appetite for quality adventure games in the mold of Zelda and Mana largely goes unsatisfied, which is true. So Square made the commitment, hired game artists, programmers, designers, set them up with an impressive array of computer equipment. The team promptly stamped the project as made in the USA by turning to Hollywood. George Sinfield, the game's associate... Why is that name familiar? Probably nothing. Thought it'd be great to call in the rich tradition of campy B-movies. Originally, much of the thematic content of Evermore has been based on literary references. George and the other team members figured, though, the movie references would be familiar to more players. The result is some hilarious dialogue peppered with references to fictional classics like Mars Needs Lumberjacks and Acropolis Apocalypse. Wrote a ton of old Nintendo Power strategy guides. We're just not gonna think about that, Shadows. We're just not gonna worry about that. Surely not. Surely not. Alright. Concept art, refining sketches, and color art. At one point I was working on a thief, Daniel recalls, when I got the idea that a beggar might work even better. After talking with Alan and George, we created this new character. Early in the game, you have the opportunity to give a beggar something, and later on he shows up again, no longer a beggar, and returns a favor. This sort of creative improvisation occurred throughout the process. They put a flock of pigeons in the marketplace. Okay, Attack of the Frippo. It's right here. It's right here, chat. Let's talk about Frippos. Next step involved taking Daniel's conceptual art and converting it into a form that could be used in the game. 3 animators, 4 background artists, and 1 3D rendering artist recreate the images on their computers. That's a lot of how animation works. To demonstrate the animation of the dog is motion like fluid, like a racing greyhound that's charging over stumps and rocks as if they weren't even there. Later on, we'll put in walk masks that let the game know where a character can or can't move. David House had just put the final touches on a new character, the Frippo, part frog and part hippo, when we stopped by. Some are funny like this Frippo, others are very ominous. Actually, the Frippo may look cute, but it can squash you. Keep with a view. The world in which the Evermore characters move was created by Damon Conklin, Bo Folsom, Kevin Pun, Clayton. Remarkably, all the areas of the game share the same overall style and look. Damon assures that the answer wasn't quite that dramatic. First off, Square has a tradition in its graphics. Eager to Mana kind of set the stage. Daniel giving us all direction, we have to share lots of elements. Video game artists don't have freedom to create just anything. The limitation of memory of it 24 megabits places restrictions on the artists. The marketplace contains 230 tile characters with which Clayton has constructed booths, piles of wares, cages, and crates. And even people. Evermore will feature 4 worlds with 40 separate areas, and each area may reach up to 30 screens in size. Remember the big red thing over Odysseus' head in the ad I saw for this game? Yeah, he is... Well, he's the first big boss in the game, and is pretty emblematic of the game. A surprisingly horrifying beast. I mean, it's basically a bug that's a giant toothed rib cage that you have to climb inside to whack the shit out of its heart. I think they used him on the cover art for the game, like the box art and the cartridge art. And I can't remember the dude's name. First boss encapsulates what I wish the entire game was like. Yeah, the later areas of the game don't really get that wild. The plot certainly gets dark at times, but that's probably the most horrific boss in the game. Yeah, your first weapon is literally a bone. Yeah, you climb into its ribcage with a bone you scavenged in the tar pits and beat its heart to death. Pretty fucked up. Art isn't everything, you gotta put it all together. Evermore team accomplished that using Square's amazing graphical editor, or Sage. It creates Sage from scratch. Unlike many development projects in which all the finished pieces are handed to programmers, Sage allows the artists and designers direct access to the game. It's an all-in-one tool meaning art, animation, sound, and game commands can be pieced together in a simple Mac point-and-click interface. Bit on the music. This is gonna sound like an endorsement. He told us you can do things on the Super NES that you can't do on $2,600 synthesizers. All right. A little bit about scripting here, but nothing too remarkable. So. Yes, that guy was the first boss, yeah. Those things play Mega Man X. So anyway, this has been requested, so let's play through the opening. We haven't played this game in over 3 years, so. Let's have a little fun, chat. Remember that, chat? Fun. Remember enjoying things, enjoying video games. Pepperidge Farm remembers. There it is. Being happy as woke. Not since I found this stream. Hi, Eva. Eva, they could blank out your username and I'd still know it's you just from a single line. Vaguely, that was in before times. Good evening, Naren. Good to see you. Sounds fake. Whoosh. Evermore has a really intense opening. A weirdly intense opening for the kind of game it is. Alright. Oh, I must have played it on the actual physical copy. What's a character name, chat? Bussy. Okay. Podunk, USA. Fall of 1965. Kids shooting marbles. I remember being a wee bit disappointed that you don't actually get to play in the real world. Like, that this is not actually part of the game. Could you imagine that for a second, chat? If instead of being this weird fantasy thing, if Secret of Evermore had been like Square's answer to Earthbound? Like Secret of Mana mixed with Earthbound? My friends, prepare to be a part of history! With a twist of a knob here and a flip of a switch there. Wait a minute. That's not right. Really not right. What's up, Alibor? How many attempts did the end of Jedi Fallen Order take last night? Yeah, I died once during the escape sequence. Other than that, went smooth as silk. What a classic! My favorite part was the battle with the slime beast in the toxic swamp. You could hardly tell it was really a bunch of old tires and a garden hose. Where you going, buddy? That's not the way home. Wait for me! I love the character idea too, yeah. I mean, you're basically playing as like young Marty McFly here. Red vest and all. The door is open. I better take a look inside. There you are. Do you know, I think that cat is long gone. Hey, where are you going? Also a pretty neat art deco mansion that we don't get to explore. Because it's in the real world, not Evermore. Wall panel's kind of loose. Wow, I think we found some sort of secret entrance. Game was so crazy we just broken shit the speedrun. I bet. It's got a fair bit of jank to it. Wow, this looks like the PZS plasma drive and when consonants collide. I wonder if it works. Whoa. We should get out of here before something goes terribly wrong. Oh, as if that could happen. Hey, don't chew on those wires. Uh-oh. The writing feels too lighthearted for everything else this game is doing. There is a fair bit of aesthetic dissonance in this game. The sound design, the writing, the visual design, none of them quite match up. What do we have here? An intruder, I fear. Oh, some blast! Who are you? That's not important. We've got to get you out of here. We can't have you meddling with the professor's experiments. Designs and everything don't quite feel B-movie cheesy, yeah. Who's that, Carltron? Do we have a visitor? It's no one. No one at all. Continue with the work, Professor. After you. Now what? Now we play the video game, kid. Hey, free bazooka. Cool. This does not look good. Interestingly, you start with a projectile weapon. I love this bazooka. This looks like a way out. Is that you, buddy? I can't see very well. It's dark in here. Hey, I think this is some sort of futuristic escape pod. Oops! There goes the control pad. Oh, crap. I'm flung through time by a mysterious machine. This font is Chrono Cross. Well, okay. It's funny you should mention that. Because you're not flung through time. You're flung into an alternate virtual world. Which actually lines up more with Chrono Cross than being flung through time. Oh, that's some landing. I think the pod and bazooka are shot. Where am I anyway? Where's my dog? Here, buddy. Here, pupster. Where are you, boy? Wow, is that really you? Woof woof, you changed. If you're really my dog, you'll fetch the stick. Okay, go get it. Well, this isn't the stick, but it'll do. Come on, buddy, let's look around. So now I got a bone. So I've heard that dog sound effect in another game before. It's probably from a sound library. So one of the important things the dog does is sniff out alchemy ingredients for you. Alchemy is the magic in this game, to get a little bit ahead. Those things are like impossible to hit. Alright, Arcane, good luck with your exam, and I will see you later. Splap. So much like Seeker of Mana's system, you can kind of queue up attacks. Enemies can only respond to one attack at a time, but if you hit them with multiples, they should stack correctly. Very strange choice to use a consumable magic system like Final Fantasy VIII. It is a very odd magic system. I kind of like it. It gives you a little bit more to do with like searching out items. Gives the dog some extra utility. And for most of your really good spells, there's no problem stacking like a ton of ingredients for essentially unlimited casts. But they did make some of the really good spells in the game take extremely rare materials. Which means that you're not using them hardly ever. Alchemy System reminds me a bit of one of the Ultimate spin-offs. You make alchemic spells by finding herbs and mixing them together. Alchemy System is a bit weird. It's a little difficult for us to find proper materials for the spells. Yeah, it does. It is a system that snowballs pretty heavily, too. Oh god, I'm gonna die! That was almost my ass. Use me some petals. Also, you will absolutely recognize a lot of the sound effects in this game from Secret of Mana. They just carried them straight over. Yeah, there's a lot of alchemy ingredients hidden all over. And fortunately, the way the game is balanced, it does make some of the most basic spells, like healing, easy to use. I have a strange feeling about this. One thing I like about this game is when your dog dies, he doesn't die, he just takes a rest. He just gets sleepy. The game is not built on the Secret Mana engine, an engine designed from scratch to resemble it. Why go the extra effort? Maybe for the sake of like custom development tools. If they design the system, the engine from scratch, then they'd be able to design the dev tools for it as well. And maybe they didn't really like how the Secret of Mana one was set up. God damn it. Can I be done here? Maybe you're supposed to lose this one? I don't remember. Oh yeah, you're supposed to lose this one. Sorry, chat, I did too good. You okay, kid? You took quite a beating out there. I think there are 3. I killed 3. And I was working on the 4th one. But the 4th one wouldn't stay in the bushes. I think it's just meant to ace you. It's way more aggressive than the other ones. The raptors got you. They're a tricky lot, they are. Thanks to this wild animal here, you were saved. That's a wild animal. That's my dog. He's just not himself right now. Well, now you're both safe in our friendly village. You can save your game, okay? Sure. Why not? Feel free to take items from the gourds in this village. We know that you'll return the favor, and you definitely need the help. Since you're recovering injuries, you can continue your quest. Stop by anytime if you need a rest. Sometimes the dog will do that. He'll start sniffing it in a direction where there isn't actually an item. I also like that the location of alchemy ingredients tends to be very logical. You find ash near fire pits. You find roots near where you defeat plant enemies. You find water in swampy areas. A ROM hack for the game lets you play 2-player with the dog. That's cool. Hi. My, that was quite a fight that you had in the jungle. You should be more careful. What's up, Kuro? Stacking spells in this game is fun. Smashing enemies, flame fit. Oh, God, yes. That's like my all-time favorite thing to do in the game. When you get Crush and Fireball. Some of the spells in this game can be layered. Not all of them. They don't all interact correctly. But 2 of the main attack spells, Crush and Fireball, can be combined. And it's really, really neat. You like my bee? His name is Buzz. He'll sting you. Sting! Find alchemy ingredients aplenty if you search the village outskirts, but be careful. The place is packed with creepy creatures. You're not one of us. Not a viper either. You're like Fire Eyes. My brother Strongheart told me that he was going to look for the big bug in the bug muck. Said that there may be rare alchemy ingredients hidden in the bug's skeleton. Strongheart searches the area often for ingredients. And when he returns, he always gives some of them to me. And then I sell them to townspeople who know alchemy formulas. Clay. Talons is the money for this region. Interesting little side note. There's 4 main regions in Secret of Evermore. They all use different currency. And there's an actual exchange rate between them. In the village of Fire Eyes, welcome peaceful visitors. I hear you had a tough fight in the jungle. I hope you're okay now. Let's go talk to Fire Eyes. This is the hut of our leader. Please show Fire Eyes your respect. Fire Eyes, Fire Eyes, Fire Eyes, Fire Eyes. Fire Eyes, Fire Eyes. What? Oh, hi. My name's Elizabeth. Everyone around here calls me Fire Eyes. Hi. Bussy is my name. Well, Bussy, step into my hut. We'll talk. I heard that you had quite a fight in the jungle. Is that the wild beast that saved you? Yeah, but he's not a wild beast. He's my dog. What's his name? His name? It's... What's his name, chap? Bussy 2.0. Evermore. Mog. We'll call him Mog. Bussy and Mog. Mog! Mog? That's original. You're not from around here, are you? I'm not really sure where here is, to tell you the truth. You're on Evermore in my prehistoric village. I'm the leader. You wouldn't know how to get to Podunk from here, would you? Podunk? Interesting. I might. Maybe we can work something out. How'd you like to make yourself useful around here? Well, The new village alchemist Strongheart has wandered off into the bug muck. Wandered off to the bug muck in the east. He's been searching for alchemy ingredients that are plentiful in the muck. If you can help him get back to the village, I will help you with whatever you need. Well, as Captain Leaf Meldrock says in Mards needs lumberjacks, I'm ready for anything. Before you go, I'd like for you to have an alchemy formula I've developed. I call it Flash. It's pretty powerful against mean creatures. It's a small fireball. Takes... what is that? 1 wax and 2 oil, I think? Oh, right. You have to equip alchemy spells. I think you can only have 8 at a time. Use the formula whenever you have 1 part wax and 2 parts oil. Just select the spell and let it fly. The more you use the flash formula, the stronger it will get. Cool, thanks. Got a biscuit and some water.
I like it.
But this kid would get along really well. The deadly premonition fruit. Nice lizard, huh? She knows how to sit, stay, shake hands, and roll over. New Alchemist Strongheart is missing from his jungle hut. Vipers and other jungle beasts dare not enter our village. Fires protects us from them. Please feel free to take the contents of my pots and gourds. You'll need them if you plan to go in the jungle. Alchemy ingredients finite, or you have as much as you need. You have as much as you need eventually. There are merchants later in the game that will sell you pretty much whatever you need. There's a few that are very rare for the majority of the game. Why do I have to do a message for this? You're supposed to tell me the title of the game, so that way when I check this like 3 hours later, I don't have to check timestamps to figure out what game you were talking about. I think it says that in the description when you click on it. Hello, traveler. I'm the source of goods in this village. What can I do for you? I can't talk tonight, chat. Petals are healing. Essence is...
I like it.
I forget what any of this shit does, actually. I know this heals you, and I know this heals your dog. I forget what essence and pixie dust are. So I guess I don't need them. Also, let's see here. It's under action. No, that's the aggression meter. Oh, here we go. Alchemy. Ingredients. We have ash, clay, oil, root, water. Notably, 0 wax. Absolutely no wax whatsoever. Been to the bug market in the east, and I've seen the giant bug. That may be where Strongheart went to explore. Oh, there's some wax, finally. I really like handing out water, though. Alright, let me save before I leave this place, because early on in this game, it is very easy to die. Oh, shit, it was up there. Just need to look at the village's ears more. Oh. Oh. On my inn, would you like rest for 10 talents? Sure. You know, it occurs to me that the vibe in this game is probably more in line with Illusion of Gaia than anything. Because that's a pretty dark game. Apparently most of the staff behind this went to work on the MechWarrior games. First party Xbox stuff for Valve's games. It definitely feels darker than Gaia. Were you not around for the night that we ate the pig? Because there is nothing like that in this game. Because it feels darker than Gaia doesn't mean it is darker than Gaia. I think that I think this is a matter of taste. I do not believe this game is darker than Illusion of Gaia. I do not believe this game feels darker than Illusion of Gaia. In terms of the writing, this is definitely lighter than Illusion of Gaia. Less colorful to start with. Illusion of Gaia is very bright and colorful in the beginning. I think... Whoops. Pressure style versus story development. Oh, cool. I actually wanted to be here. Wow, and I thought little sand in the shoes was irritating. Oh, hey. Slow creatures easily fall prey to the sucking sand whirlpools. You need the speed of the jaguar. A good alternative to being soaked in sand. I can provide you with the Jaguar Tooth Ring. It gives the wearer the ability to run with the speed of the fastest feline. It's free with any purchase. Today only. So we gotta buy something, will ya? Something rough course gets everywhere. Please take this Jaguar Tooth Ring as my gift to you. Yay. And then sort of ambient soundtrack is gonna be more moody. So the ability to sprint in this game, which comes naturally in Secret of Mana, has to be literally bought from a merchant. Maybe you should be a little more careful around those whirlpools. Like Jack McCoy said in Invasion of the Mole People, stay focused and watch your step. I keep wanting to hit Y to attack things. Ah, shit. Getting kind of older, just really try to avoid those whirlpools. Oops. Oh, hey. There's some clay up here. I guess that's why we came up here. That squish sound effect is so funny to me. Ah, the bug muck. We've made it. It's gross and horrible. Remember to level up your alchemy. Hello, friend. I don't get many visitors out here in the bug muck. I study alchemy. It's very powerful. Alchemy? You're not Strongheart, are you? No, but I know him. I saw him only a few days ago. He was walking toward the big bug. If you're going after him, you should have another alchemy formula. Alchemy is quite useful. You take a little of this and a little of that, and poof. It's like magic. I'm gonna give you the hardball formula. It's an effective weapon. This one is crystal and clay. Target gets beamed. Mix 1 part crystal, 1 part clay, and give it a good toss. Would you like purchase? So here we go. Now we can purchase ingredients. And if you want to use flash, you're pretty much gonna have to shell out for some wax. Okay, so we now have 7 wax. So in the top right, that's how many you get for how many talons. So 80 talons will get you 5 wax. We're gonna need more oil too. Sorry, you don't have enough talons to purchase that ingredient. Would you like to record your progress? Yes. See you later. Water, clay. All right, chat. I think we can stop here for the night. The bug muck is pretty involved. It's not an easy area, and then once you get in the big bug, it's a bit of a maze, a bit of a horrifying skeletal maze in there. But yeah. Secret of Evermore has a really unique vibe to it. It's really interesting. Pedal costs like 20 compared to magic being expensive. Yeah, indeed. But yeah, unique, very unique aesthetic. Unique atmosphere, unique soundscape. It's a very notable game, chat. And we'll be seeing a lot more of it in the magazine too. This is only a preview. So if y'all do want to run through this again, we can. It feels like it wasn't that long ago that I did it, but 3 years is a pretty long time, to be fair. So, but for now, let's talk about Brandish. The unusual view and play of Brandish can leave an inexperienced adventurer lost in short order. Now you can keep yourself on track with the help of these awesome maps. Don't bother requesting this. I'm going to veto it. The Super NES version of this game is absolutely nauseating. Because of the weird-ass way the entire dungeon rotates around the player. Yeah, this is that garbage. I'm glad we tried it for like 5 seconds. So this is just a breakdown of maps. They look pretty complicated, to be fair. That was a choice. Somebody said the port of this on the PlayStation something was much more playable. But I forget what specifically it is. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying whatever that updated version is. Not as bad as Central Oh god, Central Fugitive. PSP version is sane. Okay. Someday in the distant future, when the Master System is a distant memory, when I've gone through all the Amiga games I can stomach, maybe we'll get into PSP stuff. I mean, this really just makes it look like a big maze navigating game, which isn't the most exciting thing, especially since all the areas aesthetically look the same. Orange rock walls, bottomless pits. This one over here, Area 9, looks like hell. No keys in this level. The only thing you need to worry about is successfully maneuvering your way through the maze. Yeah, good fucking luck. Rust was another bad choice, yeah. So yeah, can't say I'm super taken with this one, at least the Super NES version. Oh, good! We're saved by the sudden appearance of Sports Ball, chat. What are we talking about on the sports scene? This month's sports scene adds even more titles of the familiar Super NES sports categories. Some of the new titles add a new spin to a familiar game, like Culture Soft Super Baseball Simulator 1002. Well, others go beyond previous games in graphic reality or play, as in the case of Konami's International Superstar Soccer. They have Madden, baseball, and basketball team. Move the thing from one place to the other. Score more points. All right. International Superstar Soccer from Konami. Dazzling performance. Excellent animation. Large-sized players. They have a scenario option. Oh, that's interesting. So they have standard matches and World Series and whatnot, and then the scenario option puts you in the middle of a game at an important point. For just, I guess, a short, intense experience. That's kind of a neat idea. How sharp is Sterling? Who cares? All right, we've got... One of the premier wide receivers in the NFL puts his name on the line with Jaleco's first football title, Sterling Sharp's End to End. Chat, I'm gonna level with you. If I saw just in a list of titles, Sterling Sharp's End to End, I don't think I'd assume football game. In fact, I don't think I would assume anything family friendly. You wanna see these animations in the soccer game? All right, we can do that. As soon as the same caliber as Goblin Gangbang. Nonsense as wholesome as John Madden's Daisy Oh my god. That song right there was from a rather cute looking game called Earthlight. 1992 from Hudson Soft. Looks like it might be kind of a cutesy mecha RPG. Interesting. Didn't know such a thing existed. Konami! Konami before they took
International Superstar Soccer.
Sucking ass. Not in the sexy way either. Ah! Ah, foosball! Let's do a scenario. It seems like that's ideal for quick engagements. All right, Brazil versus USA. 0-0, 2 minutes. The Brazilians are down to 10 men and are struggling against the US team. Do it. We played Bulgaria versus France in overtime. Neat. Oh god, okay, now I'm playing. Throw in. Okay, so I'm the guy with the blue ring around him. Ugh.
Goal kick.
Goal kick. Wait, give him.
Foul.
Oh, fuck off.
Free kick.
Oh, he's faking that shit.
Goal kick.
The perspective in this is pretty cool. I don't know if it's really that helpful for telling what the hell is going on.
Corner kick.
I just keep booting it out. Ow!
Goal kick.
Why does my goalie keep kicking it to the other team?
Foul. Free kick.
I kicked it right to him. Yeah, you fuck off, man. What the heck? Okay.
Corner kick.
I keep wanting to pass it. And I keep booting into the stratosphere. There we go. No, what? No, I want you to pass it to that. Yeah, that guy.
Corner kick.
The sound design in this is pretty intense. Ha!
Throw in.
I will say this isn't a terribly easy. This isn't a very easy soccer game to just kind of like jump into. I barely understand what's going on or how to accomplish anything. And there are soccer games where you can do that. You upset if I paid a ticket for this game?
Foul. Free kick. Goal kick.
That's how I felt about playing the game as a kid.
Timeout.
Yeah, there are far more fun soccer games than this on the system. Unlucky this time. Try again. No, I don't think I will. I don't think I will, video game. Thanks for the encouragement, but no. Yeah, I need idiot arcadey soccer. I need soccer where I pick up a controller and I mash directions and I mash buttons, and the ball sometimes occasionally goes into the goal, perhaps on accident. Animations were pretty good, yeah. ISO is usually a more simulated option. Fair enough, yeah. Not a game for me then, certainly. Alright, back to Sterling Sharp's End to End. What's special about this? Overall play control, speed feels realistic, graphics look sharp. The graphics look sharp for a game that's been packed into a skimpy 8 megabit pack. Oh, that sounds pretty good, but end-to-end drops the ball when it comes to other features. Play modes are limited to end-to-end. For head-to-head clashes, a playoff tournament, and all-star game between the All-American All-National squads is pointless, because the game doesn't include any real football players except Sharp himself. Sound during play might best be described as the howl of wind over a microphone. So give me Blitzball and be happy? Yeah. Man, when are we getting SNES Blitzball up in here? Can be difficult to tell where the play is going. That's not gonna help me. Delivers solid multiplayer action. In the end, it's not in the same class as Madden 95 or Acclaim's NFL Quarterback Club. They got some strategies for Madden over here. SNES Blitzball would be awesome. It would absolutely work too, because it was played on a 2D plane anyway. Base is loaded again. Super Base is loaded 3. Oh, it's called Super Bases Loaded 3. Licensed to Steal is full of give and take. Features licenses from the MLBPA, which means you can play the major leaguers. Great, but their skills are based on stats from 1993. Delivers realistic pitching. On the other side of the plate, however, the distant perspective of your batter makes judging your swing awkward. Placement of the ball becomes a matter of choosing direction on a controller, and accurate placement is difficult. If you're used to a game like Ken Griffey or MLBPA Baseball, where hitting feels very natural, the lack of control in this may make the game feel incomplete. Okay, so they're not really sold on this one. Super Baseball Simulator 1002 differs from virtually every other Super NES baseball game due to the superpowers of its Ultra League players. This is fantasy baseball with a difference. Your players can bring down lightning from above and turn pitches into a buzzing mass of baseballs. Our batter can call up his superpower to gain base running speed. Baseball 2020 with its robots and other super teams is the only game remotely like it on this planet. The game has an arcade feel due to the wild animations, the power plays, and the messages that pop up on the Diamond Vision board. Realistic pitching, does that mean the umpires are terrible too? I mean, for that true immersive quality, yeah. Whereas batters can't move in the box in Super Bases Loaded 3 and Baseball Sim 2, you have full movement. Set the difficulty level. Most base runners seem to move at tortoise speeds, which makes taking extra bases a risky business. Big difference between Baseball Sim 2 and all of its competitors is the power play option. Press X button, some part of the view changes. The player performs incredible feat sometimes. A power pitch or hit can still be a flop. In the Ultra League, you also have super fielding abilities like Rocket Jump, Super Slide, or Hyper Throw. Baseball Sim 2 lacks some features that become standard in other games. Virtually no suggestion of Major League Baseball can be found. 2 of the 6 league teams are based on Major League cities. The Ultra League, the 3rd division of the fantasy creation. Create your own league. I mean, that all sounds pretty good. I mean, if you're going to be playing, like superhero baseball, you don't necessarily need the actual franchises in there. I remember that one baseball arcade that actually had a tiny metal bat. I don't think I ever saw that. That sounds interesting. All right, Hudson Soft enters the baseball world with the Sporting News Power Baseball, the first 4-player baseball game for the Super NES. Therein lies the game's claim to fame. The multiplayer option is great if you have a multiplayer adapter and friends who like to get together. So, like, 2 players per team? How does that work? Sounds pretty basic outside of that 4-player option. And then there's NCAA Final Four basketball from Mindscape. 1 player bats, 1 player pitches, 1 player drinks beer, and 1 player tries to fight the umpire. I feel like you could accomplish that with only a 2-player option, frankly. What is the pitcher, what is the batter, what is the bat, and what is the ball? Oh, man. Down the bottom left here, they have this baseball scorecard. Comparing 10 different baseball games on such issues if they have battery saves or passwords, number of teams, number of stadiums, number of season games, current stats, team editing capabilities, memory. Who honestly gives a shit about memory side? I know it's marketing buzz, but even as a kid, I did not give a shit about the memory size of games. Major League license and then the view. That's interesting. All of them are home plate except Super Bases Loaded 3. The view is behind the pitcher. And Tecmo Super Baseball, it's mode 7. I'm third base. That's my baseball Sona. Number of teams is also pretty funny. They're all 28. Except for the Super Baseball simulators. They have fewer because they're just made up. And then relief pitcher has 4. 4 teams. No idea what's going on there. Uh-oh. Who's ready to talk about Project Reality, chat? Yo. Who's ready to glean some information here? Found at World Series 99. Pick of the dashboard shows a joystick, 2 buttons, and a tiny bat you can adjust the position of. A tiny bat. Cute. All right. Reality. I thought it was Nintendo Power. Is that the Defiant? No, but it is from Star Trek. It's from the Star Trek The Next Generation PC game. Project Reality always gives me a headache. God, tell me about it. All right. Less than 2 years ago, Nintendo of America and Silicon Graphics Inc. announced the beginning of a dream. Together, they would build a video game system so advanced that it would rival the performance of the best computer graphics workstations. Even more staggering was the promise that the new 64-bit video game system would cost less than $250 compared to tens of thousands of dollars for high-end graphics computers. The Project Reality working title reflected the incredibly realistic nature of the graphics that would appear on the new system. And of course, now that we live in the future of 2025, we know that, oh boy, did the Nintendo 64 deliver on those reality-bending graphics they promised. Power of Silicon Graphics technology would allow the most realistic animation special effects ever seen on home televisions. Doubters said it couldn't be done, but Nintendo and Silicon Graphics knew the Project Reality would become a reality. The reality is this: the system will fulfill every promise made back in mid-1993, including the promise of revolutionary game graphics at a price of less than $250. The first games designed for use on the Nintendo Ultra 64 have been declared winners at the arcades. Notably not on the Nintendo 64. Killer Instinct Cruising USA have set new standard for arcade games with the NU64 home system is even more powerful, capable of delivering even better animation and effects. Or not. It's possible that that's not in any way, shape, or form true. But it's Nintendo Power, chat. They can't help themselves. Super Lawnmower Bros 64. So here we've got some screenshots from things that are not on N64, and things were never on N64, and would never even be teased for N64. That spaceship screenshot, in fact, is courtesy of Alisan Spectrum Holobyte, Star Trek The Next Generation PC game. Never even the remotest whiff of that on N64. I really smell their farts when writing that, yeah. I own Cruising USA 64 is alright. Nintendo Power never bet a bowl they couldn't hyper. Who didn't own Cruising USA? Me, actually. I mean, I do now, right? I think it's in that tub of N64 games I had. But when I owned an N64, I didn't. Because I barely owned any N64 games. This is tantamount to false advertising? No, it is literally false advertising. It is straight. They are saying that the home console versions of Killer Instinct and Cruising USA will be better than the arcade versions, and that is demonstrably untrue. Back when I was at Activision, we used to have a nickname for the screenshots in these articles, bullshots. Yeah. What became of the 64 disk drive? Just canceled, I think. I think they got really, really close. I think they got to the prototyping phase in it, but just realized it wasn't going to make them any money. I think by that point, I think by the time it would have been ready, then 64 was kind of already on the wane. So. Alright, from the outset of the project, the goal has been to create the best video game platform ever imagined. The 64 video. I don't need to read all this. MIPS processors, actually, this is kind of interesting. So the 64-bit processors and silicon graphics, MIPS technologies, are the heart of the system. The decision to use MIPS processors, which require data to be delivered to the CPU and graphics and audio processing unit at super high speed, also determined the need for the game data to be stored on ROM chips rather than CD-ROM disks. That in turn meant that a high-speed connection had to be made between game packs and the processors, which led to the use of Rambus's breakthrough memory technology. The operating speed of the CPU at 100 megahertz. 100 megahertz, chat. Makes the NU64 faster by far than high-end personal computers. The dedicated architecture of the system will deliver even greater graphics performance than the speed alone suggests. They use RISC chips. The Reality coprocessor is the name for the graphics and audio processing unit developed by Silicon Graphics. Probably dodged a bullet. Nintendo discs were apparently super low quality. Coprocessor utilizes specialized techniques such as real-time anti-aliasing and trilinear bitmap interpolation for the creation of ultra-realistic graphics. Anti-aliasing is a technique that eliminates the jagged edges of diagonal lines on a TV or computer monitor. The NU64 performs anti-aliasing on all objects, no matter where they appear in the 3D space of the scene. Trilinear bitmap interpolation also works in real time on the NU64, eliminating the effect of exaggerated pixelation, a problem that is very common when objects are... Are they serious about this? Is this... Are these two features that actually made it into the final system? I can believe the trilinear interpolation, because everything on the N64 looks a little hazy. It looks a little fuzzy, and I think that's the end result. Was it actually anti-aliasing as everything, though? The Vaseline blur, yeah. Huh. Well, I mean, I guess it does lend itself to a unique look for the system, at least. Well. Did have any aliasing? Okay. Again, this is a whole lot of shit that never made it to this system. Like, these are just totally unrelated PC screenshots up here. And some solid concept art of Turok right here. The jagged polygons are actually stopped from being even more jagged. They're talking about compressing data onto ROM chips. No. High-end memory configurations may well take any 64 games into the lofty realm of 800 megabits. No, we're alias. I thought they were anti-alias. Video games just don't just drop out of the sky once you have a new hardware platform. You have to create them to create the awesome graphics and animation that run on the Nintendo Ultra 64. You need the best tools possible. Development materials being used by Nintendo's exclusive software development partners include several products designed expressly for SGI machines and users. Alias and Multigen create tools which artists and animators can realize their wildest dreams. Yada, 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 yada. First games will be released for the Nintendo Ultra 64 appear only on that platform. You won't see watered-down versions on other video game systems. Nintendo of America has been busy creating exclusive relationships with top publishers and developers, so the NU64 buyers will have the best library of games possible. These partners have received early development help from Nintendo and SGI so they can begin work on their games immediately. You know, it's kind of funny. Well, no, I mean, the Nintendo 64 was delayed for over a year specifically so that more games could be finished for it, right? I mean, it already had a pretty thin launch lineup in reality. I guess it would have been even more dire if they had pushed it as they originally intended. All he said in the first game was, "I am Turok." Acclaim climbed to the top of the video game publishing mountain on the strength of mega hits such as Mortal Kombat 2 and NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Acclaim has begun working on his first exclusive title for the NU64, Turok the Dinosaur Hunter, from Valiant Comics. I like Turok. Turok's a fun game. It is a surprising split between hectic first-person action and like puzzly exploration, but it does both pretty well. You just have to accept that the world of Turok is thick with smog and you can't see more than a couple feet in front of yourself. Turok was such a fun game. I love it so much and I still enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. I actually beat it too. It is not an easy game to get through, but I actually beat it. Yeah, I had Mario 64, Wave Race, Shadows of the Empire, and Turok, and GoldenEye. I think those are my 5 games for the system. I think that's everything I had. Yeah, I spent many happy hours playing Turok. Yeah, those last 2 zones are super rough. Finished the plutonium experiment. Congratulations, Manic. How did you feel about it once it was done? You had 3 good games there. You played that Chibi Turok game? I didn't. I wanted to. That was a neat concept. I will not be playing it again. That's the impression I've gotten of that one over the years. Let's see, Alias is one of the leading 3D graphics software tool developers. Angel Studios made a splash in Hollywood with the incredible special effects they created for The Lawnmower Man and Peter Gabriel's Mind Blender. Now they're making something for the N64. Or are they? I don't know. I don't know. Ah, the Eternal Chain Gunner. Yep. Chain Gunners were not a good idea. I think they're a big reason why people aren't quite as fond of OG Doom 2 as they are OG Doom. Chain Gunners were a mistake. Let's make more hit scan enemies that do just a shitload more damage than the other ones. And then let's hide them everywhere. The creator Plutonic Experiment has an undisguised fetish for them. As if it wasn't bad enough in base Doom 2. Well, on the bright side, you did it. You can say you did it, and you never have to do it again. So, I'm happy for you, Manic. I really am. All right, chat. Buttress your feelings for the NU64. We'll get there eventually. It's more than a year away in the magazine, so it's gonna be a hot minute, but we'll get there someday. It will. Oh, fuck, not. Oh, okay, fine. Everything's fine. DMA. I learned a lot about DMA today, watching that Lemmings video. And I had completely forgotten. that DMA, the creators of Lemmings, would go on to make Grand Theft Auto 3. Which is crazy. To me. These fucking screenshots you wish the N64... They did! They absolutely wish the N64 would look like this. But yeah, that is a promotional render from Killer Instinct. That is a promotional render of... What even is that? A Veritech? That is an arcade shot of Cruisin' USA. And that is a PC screenshot of Red Baron, which my father had as a kid. And I have played a lot, in fact. Oh, Chaos, did you not know that the Lemmings people were the ones that went on to make Grand Theft Auto? Funny that. Red Baron was fun. Red Baron was a really, really good game. Really, really good. All right, Game Tech. Game Tech was supposed to be working on a Robotech game for the N64. Multi-gen, makes tools, Nintendo. Oh wow, a little bit of deep lore on Nintendo. More than 100 years ago, Nintendo opened up shop in Japan, manufacturing Hanafuda playing cards. In the 1980s, Nintendo turned first to arcade games and then to home video games, becoming the #1 video game company in the world. Nintendo's reputation for creating the best hardware platforms for home video games dates back to the 8-bit NES introduced in 1985. 16-bit Super NES followed in 1991. It's proven to be the best designed and most versatile video game platform to date. Nintendo engineers in Kyoto are responsible for creating the NU64, while Shigeru Miyamoto's development group at EAD works on some of the first Nintendo games for the system. Nintendo will also be bringing 2 hot arcade titles, Cruisin' USA and Killer Instinct, to the NU64 Bash. I didn't play Bomber Crew. No, I own it, and I never got around to playing it. I really should. I've had it installed a couple times with the intent of trying it out and just didn't get there. Nintendo just wants to be your friend. So they make something they want, then you can fuck off. Paradigm is working on a project with Shigeru Miyamoto. Rambus Technology, Rare, making Killer Instinct, Sierra Online. Supposedly, Sierra Online was supposed to bring Red Baron to the N64. I don't think they did. Silicon Graphics makes tools, software creations. We'll develop a game for the N64, but they don't say what. Spectrum Holobyte is making an exclusive Top Gun game for the NU64. Not sure that happened either. And Williams released the exclusive NU64 version of Doom. What? Why was Williams of Arcade fame the one that brought Doom 64? How did that happen? What? Did id, like, subcontract them to them or something? That to them? Well, I mean, you know what? Good on Williams, because they made a pretty unique Doom game. They actually pulled that shit off. PSX Doom. I know. So okay. I know. Ports of Doom were not made by id themselves. I know they contracted out. Wasn't like some like the Sega Saturn version of Doom or something was made by like one guy or something. It's just Williams. Why Williams? That's what I don't get. Like, Williams was heavily arcade focused. How in Doom? They wanted to make a pinball Doom. They got the license and then got rug pulled and had to make a real Doom, and they were like, fine, fuckers, we'll make scary Doom. And they did. And it was neat. Alright, anyway. Yes, no, I know exactly what Doom 64 is. I played it. It is very different from the first two. And in retrospect, it is actually a very interesting bit of connective tissue between Doom 1 and 2 and Doom 3. In fact, they treat it as such. But yeah, I just can't get over why I was. I'm gonna look that up later. I'm gonna see if there's an actual story to that. But anyway, we're moving on to classified information, chat. We are out of here. And N64 stuff can simmer for a year or more. We got a sound test for Super Punch-Out. A late start in Pitfall of the Mayan Adventure. Are you tired of beginning on level 1 when you run out of continues? Now you can begin on level 6. Still don't want to. 2-Punch KO and Raw. Stage select codes in Kid Clown in Crazy Chase. That's really just a matter of convenience, I suppose. Doom Pinball Flip and Tear. The Wrong Cheat in Earthworm Jim, and Flag Game in Airbiz Supersonic. In a world of international businesses, it's important to have complete knowledge of the countries you deal with. When you play Airbiz Supersonic, you can take a break from the international finances and test your knowledge of the world's flags. During the game, select the controller icon, press A to go to the save screen. While on the save screen, press the select button to access the flag game. That's kind of neat. I really like it when devs hide little secret games inside their other games. I hate sliding block puzzles, but I love that they put that in the original Final Fantasy, just because. Basson's Black Bass, the bass code ever. Oh, it's debug mode. Okay. Lets you just hook fish on command. Bonus game passwords for Ren and Stimpy. Same player code in Sonic Blast Man 2. Stage skip in Beauty and the Beast. And Morphin duels in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Oh, we've done that. We actually did that. That's just codes to get you to some of the boss fights. Okay. Cool. Neat. What's next? Who remembers Bonkers? Chat. Who remembers Bonkers the Bobcat? Seems like Bubsy has a little competition these days. No? Here he is directly from his beat in Toontown, the craziest cop ever, Bonkers the Bobcat. Leaving his posh life as a star for Wacky Studios, Bonkers joins the Hollywood Police Department, ACAB chat. Determined to make the streets safe for his fellow Toons. He's got a big job ahead of him. His partner, Lucky Piquel, is out of commission, and only you can help him solve the toughest case of his career, finding the mysterious and evil thief who has robbed Toontown of his most priceless treasures. Remember, he's a pig bastard. Remember, Bonkers is the name of a thing that exists. I remember this just now. Yeah, just this. I think Bonkers. I want to say Bonkers was a late-ish creation for the Disney afternoons. Like, maybe after they retired. He might have shown up after they retired Rescue Rangers, maybe? Bonkers had vaguely Roger Rabbit vibes, yeah. That's definitely what they were trying to channel here, because, I mean, he hails from Toontown. Basically, Who Killed Roger Rabbit spinoff. Yeah. In spirit, if not in actual mechanics. I don't know if any of the Roger Rabbit characters show up in Bonkers. I never watched it. I wasn't interested. By the time Bonkers made it to TV, I was kind of done with Disney afternoons. Because all the shows that I was really into were over. And I wasn't... I mean, I told y'all, I wasn't real big on Darkwing Duck. I think around this era, you had stuff like Maui Mallard, which was like Donald Duck as a kind of like a Magnum PI pastiche. Yeah, it was a proper spin-off, definitely the same core theme. Bonkers is really weird. Apparently when they aired the pilot test things, the reaction wasn't what they hoped, so they swapped the second and first season and connect them with a single episode. So a bunch of continuity errors, and his design is completely different each season for no reason whatsoever. Never liked Donald Duck, just saying, I like Donald Duck, but it depends. Was this after Gargoyles? Yes. Yes. This may have been... Oh, when did Gargoyles run? Gargoyles was early 90s, right? Oh no, I'm wrong. Gargoyles was 94 to 97. Bonkers was... Oh shit. Bonkers was 93 to 94. Bonkers had a real short run. Huh. Wait, how did this... Oh shit, he was right in the... I guess I just dodged that one. Okay, so... Disney after... Okay, I'm gonna... Let's talk about this for a second. Because this is important to me, chat. This is important to me. Alright, so here's what ran on Disney Afternoon. They started with Gummy Bears. I caught the tail end of the Gummy Bears run, because I got into it with DuckTales. I watched DuckTales, I watched Rescue Rangers, I watched Tailspin. Man, it's crazy that DuckTales is only 90 to 92. That show is like legendary. Rescue Rangers 90 to 93. Tailspin was 90 to 94. I think somewhere late in there, I might have fallen off a Tailspin. I didn't really watch Darkwing Duck. I didn't really watch Goof Trooper Bonkers. I did watch a lot Aladdin and Gargoyles. The Schnookums and Meat Fun... What the fuck is this? The Schnookums and Meat Funny Cartoon Show is a half-hour American animated comedy television series produced by Walt Disney Television Animation, aired in 1995. It is a spin-off of the show Marsupilami, a spin-off itself of Raw Tunage. Sure, man. Timon and Pumbaa, Quack Pack, Mighty Ducks. Yeah, I didn't watch any of that. So yeah, I watched early Disney afternoon stuff, and then I came back for Aladdin and Gargoyles, but that was it. Yeah, Gummy Bears apparently only ran for 2 years. I came to it late, because I started watching DuckTales, and Gummy Bears was still running. They might have actually started at the same time. Gargoyles inherit a shitload of Next Generation voice actors. And Aladdin was great. Aladdin... I don't know. Aladdin isn't my favorite one, but it is close, man. Between DuckTales, Aladdin, and Gargoyles, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite, really, for me. But yeah. So yeah, it turns out Bonkers was right there in the middle, but I just avoided him, I guess. Miss Robin Williams, I think the whole world does. Really just, well, not gonna dwell on that. Alright, Bonkers is on the case after bringing his partner Speed Recovery. From the injuries, he got in a nasty car accident. Ouch. He sets out to track down 3 stolen Toontown treasures. The magician's hat, the mermaid's voice, and the magic lamp. Oh. Oh, those are all from Disney films, aren't they? Bonkers may not be the toughest cop around or even the strongest. He has a few toon tricks in store for his enemies. He gets a minute to rest up. Bonkers dash mirror will power up and give him all sorts of speed. Sounds like that's your main mechanic there. So you kind of want a Magic the Gathering card made you happy? Ooh, Robin Williams? Really? Those are all for better shows than Bonkers. Seriously. Hollywood may be a great place for sightseeing. It's a tough place to track down a slippery feet. Few things are as they seem. Mansion, Downtown Studios, Ocean Liner, Big Boss. Not the Metal Gear one, but Big Boss. Just as Bonkers' pal Toots think the danger is past, a mysterious force field pulls the treasures in Bonkers sky high. There, you and Bonkers must face the real master of this evil scheme, Pop's Clock. Okay, if you say so. Let's move on, chat. I don't feel any particular need to experience Bonkers, but I am here for the Banana Bucks, baby. Nintendo Power provides Super Power Club members with the hottest deals in the jungle. Capital J jungle. During the month of April, members can cash in Nintendo Power stamps and Banana Bucks for a bunch of Donkey Kong merchandise. When you purchase select Nintendo products, you can earn Banana Bucks good for the purchase of really gnarly jungle gear. Super Power Club members can double their earnings by substituting or combining Nintendo Power stamps with Banana Bucks. How much are these damn things worth, actually? Because you can get a Donkey Kong Country Super NES set for 40 Banana Bucks. You can get DK94 on Game Boy for 10. DKC on Super Nintendo for 15. A Game Boy, one of the Play It Loud colors for 20. A Super Game Boy for 25, which you need for all those Super Game Boy enhanced titles that Nintendo Power will remind you of endlessly. Or you can get a t-shirt for 18 banana bucks. Okay. Okay. They're making it sound like they're equivalent. 18 banana bucks or 18 power stamps for a DK t-shirt. Now, I know super power stamps were basically worth $1 each. There is no way in hell banana bucks were worth $1 each. I wonder what the rate of getting banana bucks was. Was it like... I don't know, man. I'm assuming it was like if you buy a new game, you'll get like 5 or something. Yeah, I have no memory of them either. This must have been a real short-lived promotion. It's just crazy for me to see on one page 18 banana bucks for a t-shirt, and then on the other page, you know, 20 banana bucks for a Game Boy, 40 banana bucks for an entire Super Nintendo and game. Like, what the hell, man? But whatever. I loved Super Power Stamps though. As a subscriber, I got a few Super Power Stamps with the magazines. Super Power Stamps were pack-ins with certain video games and accessories and stuff. And I got a bunch of the old strategy guides I have, official Nintendo strategy guides I got with Super Power Stamps. That was pretty cool. I did save up enough power stamps to get anything cool. I'm pretty sure my Mario Paint strategy guide was from power stamps. I know I got some other stuff. I'm trying to remember what. $14 banana bucks or power stamps for the DK Jams soundtrack CD. I wonder if any of this swag is actually worth any money on eBay. Like, if you have a Diddy Kong hat, selling it on eBay gonna put your kids through college or something? I can't imagine too many people got a hold of that stuff, really. Alright, chat. The Cavalry has arrived. Air Cavalry. That is, Cybersoft takes the air with a new helicopter combat simulator, Air Cavalry. Conflict is broken out in 3 major areas of the world. I bet they're all in the Middle East. Oh my god, they almost are. No. One area is the Middle East, then there's Central America, then there's Indonesia, interestingly enough. Your job as the Army's crack pilot to quell the various uprisings by controls one of 4 different helicopters. You're in command of several tons of raw fire power. While it's easy to believe that you're the most powerful thing in the air, enemy SAMs and anti-aircraft cannons are quick to remind you the dangers of battle. So this has 1-player, 2-player versus, and 2-player co-op. That's actually pretty cool. That's a pretty neat thing to do. Credit request due. You don't often see Indonesia saying for anything in video games. True. Yes. I think we can give Air Cavalry a small modicum of credit for that. And the Indonesia campaign is apparently the hardest out of all 3. I just think it's really neat this game actually has 2-player co-op. Split screen, too. I don't think there's too much to read here. I want to play. Enough of this nerd shit. I want to play video games, not read about them. It's a really nice song, whatever it is. This is from... Fuck, I should be able to read that. RPG... I can't read that, chat. Somebody tell me what this song is from. RPG something 2 from ASCII Corp. Oh, is it RPG Maker? Is that what it is? I guess if it has RPG in the title, it should be. I should be able to read that katakana, but I can't, because I suck. Cavalry. My first experience with RPG Maker was on PlayStation. The PS1 version of it. I've seen this logo screen before. Because it looks like it should be from the cool-ass sci-fi game, but no, it's just synergistic. Oh my god. We apocalypse now, chat. Oh, we're gonna die. This is gonna be great. This is promising. Not promising anything good, though. Alright. We'll do Middle East because I'm gonna suck at this game. Might as well do the easiest campaign. Enemy's initial attack has been blunted and they're now consolidating their gains. Mission is to take a defender. Oh. Dude, destroy supply trucks. They are all over the place. Good luck, good hunt. RPH Maker is also known as RPG Tsukuru. Okay. Alright. This is what we're doing. Okay, that's Switch's weapon. Alright, I already died. That was quick. We're just having a little rest. It'll be fine. Motherfucker, I'm just trying to figure out the controls here. Oh, that can... Okay, those control altitude. Okay. Oh, that's how you shoot. Okay. I don't know why the guns are so hard to use in this. They do not want to fire. They really, really don't. You'd think they'd be auto if you just held down the button. Like, every other flight sim ever has your gun be like an actual repeating machine gun, but not this. Alright, Trade On, have a good one, buddy. Oh, now it's go. What the fuck? Now it's popping off. Oh, you know what? It's because my cannons took damage. That's why. Bottom right is all my systems have taken damage. This is not easy. Even when I have some idea of what I'm doing. Ride of the Valkyries is not helping. Alright, my engine and my stores are severely damaged now. My engine's falling apart. Gun cannot take out tanks. Good job, good job. A map. I'm out of gun. Yeah. The fuck is this? Is there a cavalry? It is hard. Like, why are they sending? I really shouldn't try to apply any kind of logic to this, but why are they sending like helicopters and air forces into an area completely covered by SAM sites? That's really unwise. Also, I gotta say, the quote-unquote realistic damage really sucks. Like, oh hey, I did it. Not being able to use your gun in full auto just because you took an unlucky hit really sucks. Alright, reinforcing hostile forces across the border. You're to take a defender and probe their assembly area. Destroy as many anti-aircraft guns as possible. Yeah, this is not how this works. This is not how this is supposed to work. You don't send a little short-range helicopter to take out fucking SAM sites. I'm hit. Oh, engine's fucked again. Also, I guess they just decided there's gonna be no more music. This is a good-looking game. It does what it's supposed to do. But it is not easy. Okay, I think that's enough of that. There is not a terrible lot going on there. It looks fine. plays fine, I guess, but it is ultimately pretty simplistic. This is something I've noticed about like Mode 7 games. They basically just become big arena shooters. It's a big flat landscape. They scatter some targets, they scatter some enemies, and you go to town on it. There's not a whole lot of room to really mix things up, to have interesting set pieces. Yeah, Mode 7 flight sims seem to kind of devolve into the same like target-rich arenas over and over. There's a Bell Kiowa, light support helicopter, emphasis on the light. Felt pretty light, yeah. Did feel pretty light. Counselor's Corner! Robotrek, how to expose the false mayor. Pull his pants down. How to save the crab from the kids. Kick those kids in the face. Don't torment that crab. It will seek revenge. Mega Man X2, how do I get 0? Don't bother. I gotta stop telling the central computer stage. That one's a pain in the ass to get. And what is the purpose of the empty rooms? Those empty rooms are such a weird conceit for that game. So very weird. The Lion King. How to survive the ostrich ride in stage 2? I'm not surprised people are asking about this. How do I avoid the rolling boulders in stage 5? Well, okay, this is obviously a made-up question because no one on Earth ever made it past stage 2. Clearly. Yeah, you don't. And Mega Man 5, how can I get items that are out of reach, and how do I move or break blocks? Then we got a few fast facts for Wario Land. Campus treasure chest, small Wario. Nope, gotta be big. Demon's Crest. How to find worlds 5 and 6. Find the aircraft in world 4. How many endings are there? 4. An ignition factor. Why can't I run or kick? You're carrying too many items. Can I prevent items from breaking? No. How to get through doors that say entry denied? Touch computers. The opposite of touching grass. Touch computer. All worthy games of a little extra help, I think. They all have their confusing moments. How do I get the guy armor? Don't bother. Yeah, exactly. Super Drop Zone. Fans of the arcade classic Defender, and I'm sure there are plenty of those, will be thrilled by the heavy action Archer McLean's Super Drop Zone. The action is very similar to the classic hit, but Psygnosis has increased the challenge by including bosses throughout the game. The bosses also help break up the repetitiveness of blasting away wave after wave of alien invaders. I thought it said Super Arizona for a second. Got Arizona on the brain doing. Just auto-completing it. Players not familiar with Defender may find the controls difficult to use. That's gonna be me, because I didn't really play Defender. It was a bit before my time. Like its predecessor, Super Drop Zone, it requires hours of practice to master. In order to finish the game, players must battle their way through 50 difficult levels. But there's a password feature. Some interesting weapon options here. And then you go to planets. Oh, you're a colonizer, chat. Well, I think it's my moral obligation not to play this game now. Colonizing different planets and moves in the solar system. Protect the base on each moon so the humans can successfully colonize the surface. In order to protect a base from danger, stop all 10 attack waves on each planet. Io, Callisto, and Ganymede. Mastering the use of your cloaking device is key to finishing the game. While you have it activated, you're able to fire on your enemies, but they are unable to hit you with the return fire. Use it while you can. Engage the cloak during battle with any wave leaders, and you can fly up to your enemy and lay into them with a barrage of shots. Well, as no fan of Defender as I am, I can't say I particularly see the appeal in this one, but that's a me problem, chat. I guess let's talk about the Power Players Arena. What are we doing? It's Kirby. It's a Kirby kind of month around here. Kirby's Avalanche. Gotta be a score of 223,000. And then Kirby's Dream Course. We want to see the top 10 lowest scores on Course 8 of Kirby's Dream Course. You need to be a good player to get a course. You need to be a good player to get to Course 8. You have to be a great player to win stamps. And then NBA Jam Tournament Edition. How well you can do with the NBA Rookie Team. They got some Punch-Out records. They got some cheaters. Donkey Kong fastest 101%. Hour and 8 minutes. All right, Chaos, thanks for coming out. Sleep well. We'll talk to you later. Sunrace FX fastest completion of radio control track 1. All right, let's do some dream coursing. The dream coursing through my veins, in fact. Let's see what we can do here. Hopefully I can remember how to play it. I always forget the buttons every time we come back to this game. Fucking stupid enough to capture a Game Genie in the photo. Apparently a lot of kids. Apparently a lot. Because every month they have at least one. God, I can't wait till we get to the last 2 Kirby games. I can't wait to get to... I've never played Dreamland 3. I know we're way off from it though, because we haven't even gotten to Dreamland 2, I don't think. But Kirby Superstar is one of my favorite games of all time. I absolutely adore that game. You had a Game Genie for... How did a Game Genie work on PS1? Play course. I'm a member. Course 4, let's go. Let's see here. Oh god, what are the buttons? There we go. That's the look around button. Okay. I think we may need to do a little bit of like weaving around here. Plug the unit in the back and switch it on to go to the hex edit menu when you start the PS1. Got it. Okay. I think if I can successfully hook Kirby into this guy, I can activate the whirlwind. And I fucked it. Well, we'll just whack it this way then. There it is. And what a waste that was. I missed him entirely. Shit. Oh my god, I didn't even hit that guy. God, I know Kerbo. I might as well just go back out to the course select screen. That was appalling. Basically, a games library of store codes you can enter your own. You can also look through files on the game CD. Let's see if I can actually make this work. Okay, well, I hit one guy. I'll take that. Except this totally sucks because now we gotta go all the way back. And yeah, that's not gonna be enough to get up out of that pit, so... You fucked it, Kirbo. Let's see if that'll get me somewhere. Oh no, I bounced off the fucking Wispy. There's no way I'm gonna make this. I'm just not that good at this game. Holy fuck. I don't even care that I lipped out. Like, I'm just amazed I hit the hole with that. That was fucking incredible. I know you're supposed to go around to hit all these guys. I'm just gonna whack it and see what happens. Not great. So you got that whole previous swing, you went right over it. If I could, like, spin this just a tiny bit this way. Not quite. Alright, that wasn't too bad. That went tolerably well. I want to get through that warp. Actually, I could pitch it. I could just pitch him straight up there. Let's just do that. Oh, shit. Shit. Alright, we're gonna hook this one, like, really hard. I'm gonna see if I can hook it all the way around to hit that guy. Or not hit that. Oh, boy. Okay, that wasn't a great idea. Oh, now I'm on the wrong side of that spinny. Now on the wrong side of that spinny tile. I really appreciate the game trying to help me figure out how all this shit works, but, you know. Oh, it's too hard. Go back in, go back in, go back in. Fuck. Wait, what? Where the hell? I want to go... I thought I was going this way. What the fuck? Oh my god, it was... Okay. It was pointing at the wall. Well, great. I lost 2 shots for nothing. I know, Kirby, it sucks. I know it sucks real bad. If I can knock off a bunch of these dudes, though, this will work out. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh, if I hadn't missed that guy, that would have owned. That would have been so good. Oh my god, it would have been a hole-in-one. Oh, fuck my life. I might as well just go around again, honestly. Time to throw the controller! Fuck. Oh wait, I have... Oh shit. I think I could have used the rock power to stop. Only a Kirby game can make a man sound that miserable. I wonder if I could propel myself up that way. Not... Oh no. No, that was awful. There's no way. Let Kirby die! If I do that... Poke, 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 poke. Oh, Jesus Christ! He's still sleeping, he's fine. Who cares, man? Kirby don't give a shit. Okay, cool. So I can pick up again at course 4 whenever I want. Course 4 is a fuck, man. Course 4 is a real fuck. This is, chat, this is not gonna be like DK94. I don't think I'm ever gonna make it all the way through this, frankly. I know I remember it was getting pretty dicey on courses 2 and 3. And 4 seems like if you don't get the hole the intended way the first time, you're gonna have an awful time recovering it. I see you made the return of the come at bro drawing, you know. Did I get to course A so you can show this shit to balls? No, I don't think the game would have any more mercy on me if I did that, so. Oh Christ, chat. Who's ready for another Pac-Man game? Pack in Time. Pac-Man is back. Back in time! The Ghost Queen has cast a spell on Pac-Man, taking him back in time to his youth and turning all of the inhabitants of the world against him. Traverse mountains and forests, explore ruins, and even the village where Pac-Man was born. In your effort to reunite with his family in the present, Namco's latest puzzler pack is 50 levels with mazes. And they become more challenging as you progress. Playing alone or alternating with a friend, Pac-Man fans will gobble up Pack in Time. Will they, though? Will they really gobble it up, Nintendo Power? You don't need a spell to do that, miss. Actually. Pac-Man's from the medieval era. I need to nominate the Miss Pac-Man game for the PS1. It's insanely good, is it? Huh. 5 different stages, 10 levels. The mountains, the forest, the village, the castle, and the forgotten place. Weird. Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness is what it's called. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, chat. This is the last request I'm gonna allow y'all for tonight because I'm getting pretty tired, and we've made a lot of progress through the magazine, but we're not gonna finish tonight. So we gotta save something for Saturday. So if you want to see Pack in Time, now is your chance. Otherwise, we're gonna wind down. I'll close down requests, and we'll see what awaits us on the next page. I think I know what awaits us, which is another reason why I'm gonna call it here. But yeah. Hidden somewhere in each stage are colored rings that provide 1 of 4 power-ups, each essential for finishing a level. To obtain a power-up, just jump through a ring. The magic rope allows access to high areas. The fireball disposes of most enemies. The sledgehammer breaks through logs, and the water bubble allows Pac-Man to explore watery depths. I don't want to see a donut jump around. Or Pac-Man, right? Alright, I'm gonna shut down requests then. We'll call it an evening here. Because it has been an evening. $125 on eBay for this. Incredible. Incredible. What is this? Oh, wow. Oh, that actually looks pretty neat. That does actually look pretty neat. If you're playing Ring Fit Adventure, that'd be gold. Not wrong. All right, so chat, when we come back on Saturday... Oh. When we come back on Saturday, we're going to be busting a move. If y'all are so inclined. But I get the impression that we can probably wrap this one up this weekend. Because we are on page 86 at the moment. I don't think there's too many... I think we're through all the special features. I don't think there's too many games left, so... Yeah. It all depends, of course. It always does, but we'll see. So, tomorrow night is going to be something. Some kind of variety thing. Possibly also leaning into retro games and whatnot, but I'm not going to promise anything. So if you want to be surprised and delighted, or really just surprised, show up tomorrow. We'll be right back here on Saturday. We'll do Bust a Move. We'll do what comes after Bust a Move, and we'll forge ahead towards the end of the magazine. Can never remember which is Bust a Groove and which is Bust a Move. Bust a Move is the bubble one. Bust a Groove is the rhythm one. Move is bubble. Groove is rhythm. There'll be no stream on Sunday because I don't stream on Sunday. Monday, we're starting up 1000X Resist. We'll be playing that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and on into the following week. Next Thursday... I may do something special next Thursday because I'm not going to be streaming next Friday or Saturday. I think that's the 23rd and 24th, I think. I'm going to be on vacation those days, so might be a bad time to start a new magazine that Thursday. So maybe we'll just get weird, chat. It's not like we don't get weird from time to time. So yeah, that's the plan. That's what's going on. So let's go find somebody to raid. I'll let y'all punch out a little early tonight. We covered a lot of ground. We made some good progress tonight. So I think it's fair to bid y'all an early evening. How about I drop y'all off with Voyix? He is playing the Bazaar. He's been on this game for a while. It's pretty interesting. I think I've osmosed up a little bit of strategy about this, but yeah. We'll do that. Anyway, chat. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thanks for joining me for another trip down gaming's memory lane with Nintendo Power. There was a lot to talk about tonight, certainly. Behind the scenes on Secret of Evermore, the high and perhaps haughty aspirations of the NU64. Feels like we're talking about a lot of stuff that's on the way, but we're not quite ready to face full on. Speaking of which, I know the Virtual Boy is not too far ahead in our future, so we all need to buttress our feelings for that one. But again, a tale for another time. Anyway, thanks again for coming out tonight. Hopefully I will see you all out tomorrow night for a Friday variety stream of some stripe. Until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.